There comes a moment, often quiet and unannounced, when we notice that standing up feels a little slower, the knees ache a bit longer, and the legs that once carried us effortlessly through life now seem to whisper for help. It's not sudden, it's gentle at first, like a soft tide pulling back, reminding us that strength, once taken for granted, is now something we must nurture with care. Many people over 50 begin to feel this change, that slow fading of balance, the cautious steps, the quiet fear of falling. And yet, within that fear lies the beginning of healing, because awareness is the first spark of transformation. Our legs, those faithful pillars of movement, have carried us through decades of life, love, and labor. And even now, they hold the power to rebuild themselves if only we give them what they need. The truth is simple: muscle loss and stiffness after 50 are not just about aging. They're about disuse, circulation, and the silent inflammation that creeps in when we sit too long, worry too much, and forget to move in ways that bring oxygen and life back into the tissues. Science calls it sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle mass that begins as early as our 30s and speeds up as hormones change and metabolism slows. But nature, in her gentle wisdom, has given us tools far older and kinder than any prescription: movement, nourishment, and breath. And among these tools, there is one simple daily habit that can quietly restore leg strength, balance, and vitality: the humble ritual of walking barefoot on natural ground. It sounds almost too simple, yet it's deeply powerful. Walking barefoot on grass, soil, or sand, even for just 15 minutes a day, stimulates the small stabilizing muscles in the feet and calves, reawakens the nerve pathways that help us balance, and grounds the body in ways that modern shoes and hard floors have long prevented. This practice, known as grounding or earthing, allows the body to connect directly with the Earth's natural electrical field. And though it may sound poetic, there's a growing body of research showing that this connection helps reduce inflammation, improve circulation, and restore a sense of stability, both physical and emotional. The Earth, in her quiet, generous way, lends us her energy when we touch her directly. For seniors who struggle with stiffness or weakness in the legs, this habit begins with gentleness. Choose a patch of soft grass in the morning or at sunset when the light is calm and the air is cool. Start by simply standing barefoot for a few minutes, letting your toes spread, feeling the texture beneath you, breathing slowly. Then, when ready, begin walking, small steps, deliberate and slow, letting each movement awaken the muscles that have been resting too long. The first few days, you might feel a little soreness, a little unsteadiness. That's just the body remembering. Within a week, many people notice subtle changes. The legs feel warmer, the ankles more flexible, the swelling less persistent at night. The connection between the feet and the brain begins to rekindle, improving balance and confidence. It's not magic, it's physiology wrapped in mindfulness. When we walk barefoot, thousands of tiny nerve endings in the feet send signals up through the spinal cord, stimulating regions of the brain responsible for coordination and stability. This gentle stimulation encourages better posture, steadier steps, and even a calmer mind, because balance is not just a physical state, it's an emotional one too. The Earth reminds us to slow down, to breathe, to trust that strength can return quietly, one step at a time. For those who cannot easily walk outside, the same habit can begin indoors. Removing shoes, standing tall, pressing gently into the floor, rolling from heel to toe, feeling the weight shift. Even that simple awareness of pressure, balance, and contact can reawaken dormant muscles and improve circulation. Combine this habit with a glass of warm water in the morning and a gentle stretch of the calves and thighs before bed, and the body begins to respond in beautiful ways. You may feel warmth spreading through the legs, a light tingling that tells you blood is flowing more freely. You may find that climbing stairs feels less daunting, or that rising from a chair requires less effort. Over weeks, as balance improves and pain softens, something else awakens: the quiet confidence that the body is not your enemy, that healing is not beyond reach, that every cell still listens to how you move and what you believe. The natural world supports this process, too. Foods rich in magnesium, like leafy greens, nuts, and seeds, nourish the muscles and calm the nerves. A few minutes of sunlight on the skin supports vitamin D production, strengthening the bones that anchor those muscles. Even breathing deeply as you walk helps oxygen reach every fiber, every tired cell, reminding it that life is still abundant within you. It's important not to rush this process. Like the gentle growth of roots beneath soil, strength returns quietly. One day, you notice you can stand longer without holding on, or you can rise from bed with ease. And the joy that comes from that moment is immense. It's not youth returning. It's vitality rediscovered. The elders who live with grace and strength often share this secret. They move every day, not for exercise, but for gratitude. They treat walking not as a task, but as a prayer of motion, each step a thank you to the body that carries them. And in that spirit, the simple act of walking barefoot becomes more than physical therapy. It becomes communion with life itself. So, if your legs feel tired, if your knees ache, or your steps have grown uncertain, remember that inside you there is still strength waiting to be called home. Begin tomorrow morning, or even today, with a few barefoot steps. Feel the coolness of the earth, the firmness beneath your feet, the whisper of grass or sand as it meets your skin. Let that moment remind you that you are alive, that every movement counts, that your body is still capable of renewal. Healing does not always come from doing more. Sometimes it comes from returning to what is most natural. And as days pass, let gratitude replace frustration. Thank your legs for all they've carried, your feet for every step they've endured, your heart for its quiet perseverance. Because in the rhythm of each barefoot step, you'll find not just strength, but peace. The peace of knowing that nature, age, and the body are not in conflict, but in quiet partnership. The earth will hold you, if you let her, and she will lend you her steadiness, her grounding, her calm. And as you walk, you'll discover that strength was never truly lost. It was only waiting for you to slow down and feel it again.